about an hour and a half. We got the engine and trans, subframe all out of the car. As you can see, axles obviously are out. If you want to come under here, this is what it looks like. No engine, trans out. We have subframe, power steering rack, everything out of the car. Drive shaft's still here. We're going to take that out probably tomorrow. Just took about an hour and a half. Got everything on the ground. Kevin and I, and some help from Julio. We're good to go. Say hi, Julio. All right. So, like I said earlier, we're going to take the cylinder head off so we can port and polish this one and put it on the new motor. So we're going to do a little time lapse of us disassembling this engine. It's real quick and easy. I'll work on this side, take the intake off, all the covers off, obviously timing belt. Kevin will work on the back side, doing the downpipe, turbo, all the lines on the back side. It should come off about 20-30 minutes. Alright guys, you just watched the teardown of the engine, and we also did a time lapse of taking out the rear end on this car. We didn't really have time to explain everything that's going on, but we'll kind of run through it real quick here. As you can see, we did take it all down as one unit. We took the fuel tank and the rear end with the subframe and everything all as one unit. It's a lot simpler that way if you have the means of doing that, because of all of the evap system stuff. and the piping that runs across the top. So normally you would have to take off the rear subframe and then the fuel tank, or disconnect all the lines, take the fuel tank out, and then take the subframe out. So whichever way you want to do it, it's just nuts and bolts at that point, so you can figure that part out. The rear end does have 6 bolts, 3 on each side to take it down, and then 2 on each side of the front here on the stay arms. The fuel tank has 4 bolts all the way around the corners, and it just comes right out. It's fairly simple. Don't forget to pull your gas cap off, or you will break your gas cap when you're yanking that down. The fuel filler neck has a couple of bolts in it. You got to take those out, obviously. Last thing would be the brakes. The calipers can just stay up in the car. You can see on the car that we have them still attached inside. If you're doing this on your, in your garage or whatever, it'll be a little more difficult, but it can be done. Just get a couple of series of jacks, jack stands and things, and pull it all out. As you can see, we have the exhaust off, the rear subframe, and you got tons of room under here. So not really much to see other than the harness. You do have to leave this harness in this car. This is just for the fuel. This is also for the PAM, the leak detection pump, and the fuel pump. We're not going to use any of this stuff. The C30s already has it in there, and we'll show you how to run the wiring for the other sending unit. If you didn't care about your fuel gauge, you could just plug in the C30 directly into the S40 pump. It'll work. Your fuel gauge will just be off. Same thing with swapping this car to front wheel drive. It's expecting a saddle tank, so you're going to have to modify this, and we'll show you how to do that in a later video. But for now, that's basically it. What we're going to do is we're going to get some of this stuff cleaned up. We are going to take all of this stuff is going to go back in the C30. We're going to obviously clean it up, put all the new components on, do that in another video also. Alright, so as you can see, it is the motor. We did have to get the engine or the cylinder head to the machine shop to be poured and polished, so we took that off in that time-lapse video. It was fairly simple once the engine's out, so you guys can figure out how to do that. Sorry we didn't get an exact play-by-play and description of exactly how to do that. Maybe in another video we'll show you how to pull a cylinder head or replace cams. I do have to do cams on my own personal car, so we'll show you how to do that too. So stay tuned for those videos. But looking around too, we have, we just basically have the C30 rear end. That's all going to be put back together and put in this car, make it front wheel drive. We don't need the differential, so all the C30 stuff will just bolt right in. As you can see, all the fun stuff is back there, and we have the S40 front subframe that's going to go in next, and then this car is going to roll outside. The car will roll outside, and we'll get the C30 in. Probably the next couple of videos will be pretty intense on getting the C30 and getting it tore down, and then start to assemble the engine. We got to assemble the rear end with all the new components, and basically run all the all-wheel drive stuff, all the wiring. There's a lot going on. Suspension, intercooler, brakes, all is going on the C30, so on Project Wraith. So stay tuned for all of that. A lot going on, but I appreciate you guys checking out these videos. Hopefully it's informative for you. Like and subscribe it, and we'll keep doing these things for you. So we'll see you next time.